Hi, witches, blessed to be. This is White Raven over here. Today's Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. I have an awesome video for you guys today. Very informative, something that really touches my heart. So today we will be talking on how to communicate with the deceased one. Are you feeling broken? You miss your grandma, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, even a pet? Stay tuned because I'm going to show you different methods that you can use to get in touch with them. Coming right up. Welcome, witches. I am so excited about this video today. It is in response of one of you guys that the other day emailed me and I accidentally erased the email before answering you. You said something that made me really sad. You told me that you lost your brother a couple of weeks ago and you've been trying desperately to get in touch with him. I'm going to give you guys some ideas and some of my favorite methods to get in touch with my loved ones. I truly believe that we transcend. We reincarnate. I think death is just but a door to a great adventure. However, that does not mean that I don't suffer when I miss my loved ones. My grandmas in particular, my cousin, and some friends that have parted. I believe that I'm going to see them again. I believe that this is not the end, but that's not to say that I heard and I really want to talk to them. So how do we go about it? How do we go about it? So I'm going to show you some of the methods because there's so many, guys. And you're going to choose the one that's going to be easier for you, the one that is going to resonate more with you, and the one that you feel safer with. There's a lot of myth and there's a lot of rules, and a lot of people have a lot to say in regards to a lot of the things that I'm going to do here. I'm going to show you today. Listen, go with your heart. If you feel like something here is going to scare you and you feel like you're going to call all the imps from hell, then don't do it. Don't use it. All right, use the one that resonates the most with you. Needless to say, prior to doing any of these methods, make sure you know how to go about it. Don't be experimenting if you're going to be summoning the dead. Make sure you know how to protect yourself, which is the first thing we have to do before we do any of these rituals. You need to learn how to shield yourself. You can do that by creating a circle, right? Making a circle. You can do this by envisioning, which is usually what I do, envisioning a complete shield of white light around you that only beings filled with love and light can penetrate. All right? You can use any methods that you prefer. Okay, you want to sage your house, you want to put salt around a circle and sit in the center. The point is that you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself before you actually start summoning the dead. All right? Am I telling you that this is super, oh my God, don't do this? I'm not trying to make you scared. I'm just trying to make sure that you're responsible with the magic that you do. All right? Make sure you have your intentions. Make sure that you have very clear what you want to do. Make sure you're going to tap on that energy. You want to start vibrating at that level. All right? Get in contact. It's not that difficult, guys, especially when you're missing somebody that we love. Now, I have a few methods over here that are just a lot of them, guys. A lot of them. I'm also going to share with you guys what I do. The first thing that I want to share with you guys, because it's very simple to use, I'm going to show you the most simple ones, are dowsing rods. These are dowsing rods, okay? I actually bought, I don't know if you can see them, I bought this ones in Gettysburg. But these are dowsing rods and they're really efficient when talking to the dead. You can just pretty much ask yes or no questions and they'll move a specific way. They will cross, they will go to one side, they will go to the other. I have experienced and witnessed really incredible things with the dowsing rods, guys. So I have a pair of dowsing rods in here and I build, honest with you, I don't use them much because I have different methods that I prefer. But nonetheless, I have them because I have experience. Very, very powerful and incredible communication with the dead with the Dowsing Rods. Another thing that is very common that a lot of you guys may be very familiar with is your pendulum, right? I think I shared this one with you guys. My man bought me this recently. I'm really excited. I really like it. The sphere is lapis lazuli, which is a great stone to communicate with the spiritual world. Okay. Oh, look at it moving. So cute. Another thing that you can do with your pendulum, you can get the little pendulum mat. It has a no, it has a maybe, it has a yes, it has a rephrase. So it has some phrases in there that you can use in order to communicate with the spiritual world. Another thing that you can use, guys, and this is something that I have also seen done. I used to have one of my mentors in Puerto Rico. She used to read the glass with water. She used to scribe. She used to sit down in front of her cup with goblet with water, scribe the water, ask the questions, visualize, and just get lost in that trance, guys. So when you're gazing water, when you're gazing crystal, okay? When you are gazing black mirror, when you're doing black mirror scrying, the way when you are gazing fire, because there's also a way for you can just focus and the candle flame. These are elements for gazing, for scrying, for just looking and visualizing, okay? This is going to be your mind, and you have to either looking at the fire, looking at the water, looking at the crystal, looking at your black mirror. What you're going to do is get lost in a trance. All right, don't focus strongly on the fire. Just get lost in a trance. You're looking at it, but you are getting lost in a trance. When you're looking at the water, same thing. You're staring at it, but you're getting lost in a trance, especially with the black mirror gazing. There is a phenomenal book, guys, out there. I have it in Kindle. I want to buy it in paperback because I may do a book review with you guys. It is by far the most beautiful book that I have read on the art of black mirror scrying, and it's by Mary Ellen Gully. I think I'm killing the last name, but her name is Mary Ellen Gully. She's no longer in this realm, but she wrote a whole bunch of books, guys. And this is such an important book for you to have if you want to start doing the black mirror scrying. It's an art. And you know what? We talk so much about all the bad things that could happen, when in reality, all the bad things are going to reside within us and our own mind. However, if you feel like you're not prepared to do this because you're afraid to do black mirror scrying, doing any of these things, again, I tell you, do what resonates with you the most. Don't do what I tell you to do. Go ahead, experiment or touch these tools and, you know, feel which one calls you more. Right? Which one's going to be the one that's going to call upon you more? All right, so I'm going to move this because I don't want to have an accident with water in here. Now, so we already saw the glass, we were seeing black mirror. We're going to have a beautiful tarot, guys. All right. This in particular is the Deviant Moon Tarot that I love so much. I think this is one of my favorite ways of communicating with the spirit world. You know, you shuffle your cards, and you start thinking about the question. What is it that you want to ask your deceased one? But this is a beautiful way for you to get in touch with your deceased one. Ask them questions. They could answer you this way. Again, this is the Deviant Moon Tarot deck by the amazing Patrick Valenza. I recommend you guys to get this deck because it's really pretty. It's not my usual deck, but I love it. Now, another thing that I really like, guys, is runes. You can communicate with the dead through the runes. I have these runes over here. Has been something I have for a very, very, very long time. I do not use it to communicate with the dead. I use it just as a divination tool. But some of you guys may be more attached to the Viking world and Asatru and all those beautiful spiritual paths. So I recommend for you to do that. Last but not least, and before I go ahead and show you this, I want to share with you guys this amazing book. The Spirit of Ouija, or Ouija. This is by the amazing Karen Dahlman. I love her. She has an awesome YouTube channel. She's not there very often, but she's really awesome. And if you always wanted to, you're attracted to the Ouija board or the Ouija, and you're so afraid because you have heard so much BS. Guys, this is the book that you want to get, because this book is going to open and broaden your horizons when it comes to the Ouija board, because it's going to talk to you about how amazing this board is and how to leave behind all the inhibitions and all this fear that this is so attached. Guys, I have so many Ouija boards in here. So attached to Satan and hell and all these ugly bad things, Zozo, and all that craziness and all that. It's like a frenzy out there. And it goes from person to another person to another person. You start the tale over here, and by the time it ends in that person, it's a ginormous, crazy story. I love the Ouija. I think this is a great tool, like any other of these tools, when it's used responsibly. Okay? So check out Karen Dahlman's book. She's amazing. I'm probably going to link her YouTube channel over here. And last but not least, guys, last week I shared with you guys an amazing video on a book review, Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Check it out if you want to develop those psychic abilities and you can be in touch with the spirits around you. Learn how to do it. Learn how to broaden your horizons, okay? Now, there's a few things that we have to watch for when we want to communicate with the dead. Number one, talk to them. They can hear you. Number two, don't be calling upon them over silly things. They have other things to do. Trust me, they really do. But you know what? You have to watch for synchronicities, coincidence, things that are really bizarre. You're in the car, you turn your car on and the sun comes up. These are ways in which you communicate with your loved ones. Smells. Your loved ones will communicate with you. And smells is one of the first things that you're going to notice. Smells. Check out your surroundings. Open your mind for your surroundings because they're always there. Last but not least, one of the books that I talked to you guys about is Journey of Soul by Michael Newton. I will put a picture of that book in this screen. Michael Newton spent about 30 years, guys, hypnotizing people and taking people to their past lives. And this is what he says in his book. The dead is dying to talk to you, especially when they're just first died. When they die immediately, they want to communicate with you because they feel that you're feeling sad and they're really desperate to tell you that they're okay. It is our own suffering who blocks that communication. I know we're humans and we hurt a lot, but understand that sometimes that desperation closes the connection that we have with the dead. All right, so try to listen to your surroundings. Okay, now guys, I'm going to share with you one of my most treasured, beloved. This is a jewel. This is one of the most important things that I own until this day. Okay. This is my grandma's sewing kit. I just pulled it out. I have this in Ziploc and airtight, but I pull it out just for you guys. I want you to see that is like legit coming off. This, guys, this sewing kit, if you're Puerto Rican or if you live in the United States, was bought in Baker's, and it was $4.99. This is so old, guys. That tag in there says Baker's. I'm going to show you something even more important that I discovered today. I can't believe this. And it actually made me cry. I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see, but there's still needles in there and safety pins, and there's some pins and thread. My grandma put that in there. Grandma put that in there. I discovered that today. I can't believe it. And yes, I started crying right before I started doing this video. Right after my grandmother's died, about 8 years ago, I had a dream in which she took me to her house. She opened the closet door and she pointed at this sewing kit. I had to have it. Now, funny thing is, you guys know that my parents were ministers for 25 years of a Protestant church. It was really kind of weird for me to call my mom and said, "Hey mom, grandma wants me to have her sewing kit." "Which one? The one in the closet? Her closet?" Like, "Yeah, the one in her closet. She wants me to have that sewing kit." My mother was so beautiful, and she actually did not ask many questions. She knows that ever since I was little, I have this type of dreams, so she brought it for me without any further questions. So every sewing, which is the 31st of October on Halloween, I sit down in this table. I prepare dinner for my deceased ones, which in this case are going to be my 2 grandfathers, my 2 grandmas, and my cousin. And we sit down and we talk. Now, on the 31st of October on Halloween is when the veil between the life and the deceased is the thinnest. So the communication between you and your deceased ones are going to be the easiest one. But that's not to say that you cannot do it all the time. You can communicate with your people all the time. So now let's go to something that I want to share with you to ease that process in case you want to communicate with your deceased while you're sleeping. Okay, so let me move all this from here. And I'm going to put over here all my ingredients for what I'm going to make for you guys today. All right. So first things first, you want to use either violet or lavender for the deck. You can also use black. And if you don't have anything, you can use any neutral color or white. But you want to have a little baggie. So we're going to do a little baggie, a sachet, for you to put under your pillow at nighttime. Okay? So what are you going to put in this baggie? You need a connection of the deceased. In my case, let's pretend this is a picture of the deceased. Okay, we're going to put a picture of the deceased inside that baggie. If you don't have a picture, but you have something that belongs to that person, please, by all means, then put it in there. Okay? We're going to put only 2 herbs. And in this case, it's going to be catnip that I have over here. We're going to put that catnip in there. And we are also going to put lavender. Okay, we're going to put some lavender in this sachet. Okay. Now, these 2 herbs are going to help you get in touch with the spiritual realm. There are for dream magic and also for you to get in touch with the spiritual realm, okay, to your dead. I'm going to put an amethyst rock, a crystal in here, an amethyst. Now, I want to talk to my grandma. I think I shared with you guys before, but grandma, I love to use star anise with anything that has to do with my grandma because it reminds me of her, and also cloves. The cloves that you use for cooking. Now, please, this pertains to me, to my relationship with my grandmother. So you don't have to put the cloves of the star anise. This pertains to me, okay? Now, last but not least, one of the most sacred resins, incense, for the dead is going to be myrrh. Okay, so we're going to put some myrrh. I have some little pellets. This is just resin that I use for my incense. So we're going to put some of that in there. I'm going to add some drops of lavender. Okay, we're going to close this. Do a little knot. Now we're going to charge it, all right? And we're going to awaken this. And you're going to transmit what is that you want. Think about your intentions. What is it that you want? Do you just want to know if your deceased is okay? Do you just need to know if what you're doing is right? And maybe grandma can tell you. Or maybe you want to talk like me. When my cousin died, I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to make sure that she was fine. And she was so graceful to show herself to me in such a sassy way that I've never questioned it again. And that's what you want. This is what you want. That's you're going to request. Now, when you go to sleep, you're going to put this under your pillow. And this is going to be your last chant. And I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is going to be your last chance before you go to bed. You're going to talk to the deceased that you want to communicate with. Grandma, so and so. Please, I invite you to come into my dreams. Only you and only beings that are coming with love and light. Nobody else is allowed in my dreams. I say who comes into my dreams and who doesn't. Because my dreams are my realm. And I dictate who can come into my dreams. And I am inviting my grandmother, so-and-so, my cousin, so-and-so, to visit my dreams. And only the beings that are filled with love and light. So might it be. You're going to do what you do before you go to bed. Close your eyes. And please don't get discouraged if you don't dream about your loved ones right away. But this is a chant that you want to do every night until you get in touch with your deceased one. Again, I have many things to do. Please try not to call them just to ask them silly questions. We need to respect the dead the same way we used to respect them when they were alive. All right? So, email me, layerofthewitch@yahoo.com, layerofthewitch@yahoo.com. I hope you love this video, guys. I do this with all my love. I know this is a lengthy video. Maybe it'll be a little bit boring for some of you guys. Watch it. These are important things that we need to know. Get the books that I'm telling you to get because they're going to teach you and broaden your horizon. They're going to open doors for you. All right? I do not work for people. Until next time, witches, stay wicked. Bye.